I have already chosen what you will. 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 Hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and I'm so thankful that you've joined me to try to understand and to practice A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're reading from the original edition here on November the 25th of 2022, lesson 329. I have already chosen what you will. Father, I thought I wandered from your will, defied it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will, more powerful than yours. Yet what I am in truth is but your will, extended and extending. I'm love. I'm a love being, extended from love and extending love. This am I, and this will never change. This am I, and this will never change. As you are one, so am I one with you. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. That choice was made for all eternity. It cannot change and be in opposition to itself. Father, my will is yours, and I am safe, untroubled, and serene in endless joy because it is your will that it be so. I have already chosen what you will. Today we will accept our union with each other and our source. We have no will apart from His, and all of us are one because His will is shared by all of us. Through it we recognize that we are one. Through it we find our way at last to God. Of course, that's talking about your true identity, the will that can't ever be separated from God. I always think that when people die and they realize how much how much they're loved, and how much they forgot it, they didn't have to forget it. You can remember it today. I have already chosen what you will. You're one with God. Okay, we'll come back and take a look at that again, but let's go look in our manual for teachers. We're going to read, How is Judgment Relinquished? Oh boy, is this ever a beautiful writing on freeing yourself from the trouble of judgment, the judgment that causes you not to even know who you are. How is judgment relinquished? Number 10 in the Manual for Teachers. Judgment, like other devices by which the world of illusions is maintained, is totally misunderstood by the world. It is actually confused with wisdom and substitutes for truth. As the world uses the term, an individual is capable of good and bad judgment, and his education aims at strengthening the former and minimizing the latter. Your education is designed to help you become a better judge for what appears to be good for you, and less of a judge or judge what's bad for you as something you don't want to do. That's what your education aims at strengthening. There is, however, considerable confusion about what these categories mean. What is good judgment to one is bad judgment to another. Further, even the same person classifies the same action as showing good judgment at one time and bad judgment at another time. Nor can any consistent criteria for determining what these categories are be really taught. At any time, the student may disagree with what his would-be teacher says about them, and the teacher himself is inconsistent in what he believes. Paragraph 2. Good judgment in these terms does not mean anything. No more does bad judgment. It is necessary for the teacher of God to realize that he should not judge. It is necessary for the teacher of God to realize not that he should not judge, but that he cannot. It's not that you should not judge. You really can't. In giving up judgment, he merely gives up what he did not have. He gives up an illusion. Or better, he has an illusion of giving up. Forgiveness, you might say, is the illusion that ends all illusions. So we're just going to have the illusion of giving up what we never had. He gives up an illusion, or better, he has an illusion of giving up. He has actually merely become more honest. Wow, isn't that neat to think of? He has actually merely become more honest. Recognizing that judgment was always impossible for him, he no longer attempts it. This is no sacrifice. On the contrary, he puts himself in a position where judgment through him rather than by him can occur. And this judgment is neither good nor bad. It is the only judgment there is, and it is only one. God's Son is guiltless, and sin does not exist. Wow, what a freedom to think that the judgment, here's the judgment, God's Son is guiltless, and sin does not exist. Paragraph 3. The aim of our curriculum, unlike the goal of the world's learning, is the recognition that judgment in the usual sense is impossible. This is not an opinion, but a fact. That judgment is impossible? He's going to explain now. In order to judge anything rightly, one would have to be fully aware of an inconceivably wide range of things, past, present, and to come. One would have to recognize in advance all the effects of his judgments on everyone and everything involved in them in any way. And one would have to be certain there is no distortion in his perception, so that his judgment would be wholly fair to everyone on whom it rests, now and in the future. Who is in a position to do this? Who except in grandiose fantasies would claim this for himself? 4. Remember how many times you thought you knew all the facts that you needed for judgment, and how wrong you were? Is there anyone who has not had this experience? Would you know how many times you merely thought you were right without ever realizing you were wrong? Why would you choose such an arbitrary basis for decision-making? Wisdom is not judgment. It is the relinquishment of judgment. Wisdom is not judgment. It is the relinquishment of judgment. Make then but one more judgment. It is this: there is someone, capital S, there is someone with you whose judgment is perfect. You know who that is. He does know all the facts, past, present, and to come. He does know all the effects of his judgment on everyone and everything involved in any way. And he is wholly fair to everyone, for there is no distortion in his perception. Wow, that's God's voice, God's guidance, our helper, the Holy Spirit. Paragraph 5. Therefore lay judgment down, not with regret, but with a sigh of gratitude. Therefore lay judgment down, not with regret, but with a sigh of gratitude. Now are you free of a burden so great that you could merely stagger and fall down beneath it. And it was all illusion, nothing more. Now can the teacher of God rise up unburdened and walk lightly on. Yet it is not only this that is his benefit. His sense of care is gone, for he has none. He has given it away along with judgment. He gave himself to him whose judgment he has chosen now to trust instead of his own. Now he makes no mistakes. His guide is sure. And where he came to judge, he comes to bless. And where he came to judge before, now he comes to bless. Where now he laughs, he used to come to weep. And the last paragraph 6. It is not difficult to relinquish judgment, but it is difficult indeed to try to keep it. The teacher of God lays it down happily, the instant he recognizes its cost. All of the ugliness he sees about him is its outcome. All of the pain he looks upon is its result. All of the loneliness and sense of loss, of passing time and growing helplessness, of sickening despair and fear of death, all these have come of it. And now he knows that these things need not be. Not one is true, for he has given up their cause, and they which never were but the effects of his mistaken choice have fallen from him. Teacher of God, this step will bring you peace. Can it be difficult to want but this? Wow, what a beautiful expose of judgment. And how is judgment relinquished? Okay, let's go take a look now at our associated reading with our lesson today. I've already chosen What You Will. But before we read it, let me tell you about another blueberry. This particular blueberry is out of the ediblelandscaping.com, and it's a Sharpblue Blueberry. Vaccinium. I've been saying that wrong. I've been calling it Vaccinium. It's a Vaccinium coryumbosum. Hey, and I told you I was going to look up that other Vaccinium and tell you how to pronounce it. And it's Ashe. Ashe. Vaccinium Ashe is the other one we were looking at the other day. I think that was the Premier Blueberry, was a Vaccinium Ashe. Okay, the Sharpblue Blueberry. We've grown Sharpblue at the ediblelandscaping.com nursery for many years. Its bush size is only about 4 foot and compact, so it fits into border planting or close to house plantings. It ripens late, usually lasts to ripen, and has fruited for many years at Edible Landscaping. It is a proven variety in southern states, being introduced from the University of Florida in 1976. Sharpblue has a 6-week ripening period at least, ripening about half its berries the first few weeks. Only 150 chill hours are needed. Berries are dark blue with excellent flavor and texture. Space 4 to 6 foot circles depending on climate and location. And it's a zone 7 through 10. So not so good for where I'm at here in, I'm up closer to Neosho, which by the way means land of many waters. It's an Osage word. But I'm in this area, the land of many waters, Neosho. and it's more of a zone 6. But down further south, as we talked about yesterday, getting into Arkansas, you'll be zone 7 to 10. You might want to try this Sharpblue Blueberry, Vaccinium coryumbosum. Okay, now let's go take a look again at I have already chosen what you will, but we're going to read what is creation, the associated reading with this. Creation is the sum of all God's thoughts, in number infinite and everywhere without all limit. Only love creates and only like itself. There was no time when all that it created was not there, nor will there be a time when anything that it created suffers any change. Forever and forever are God's thoughts exactly as they were and as they are, unchanged through time and after time is done. God's thoughts are given all the power that their own Creator has, for He would add to love by its extension. Thus His Son shares in creation and must therefore share in power to create. What God has willed to be forever one will still be one when time is over, and will not be changed throughout the course of time, remaining as it was before the thought of time began. Creation is the opposite of all illusions, for creation is the truth. Creation is the Holy Son of God, for in creation is His will complete in every aspect, making every part container of the whole. Its oneness is forever guaranteed inviolate, forever held within His holy will beyond all possibility of harm, of separation, imperfection, and of any spot upon its sinlessness. We are creation, we the sons of God. We seem to be discreet and unaware of our eternal unity with Him, yet back of all our doubts, past all our fears, there still is certainty. For love remains with all its thoughts, its sureness being theirs. God's memory is in our holy minds, which know their oneness and their unity with their Creator. Let our function be only to let this memory return, only to let God's will be done on earth, only to be restored to sanity, and to be but as God created us. Our Father calls to us. We hear His voice and we forgive creation in the name of its Creator, holiness itself, whose holiness His own creation shares, whose holiness is still a part of us. I have already chosen what you will. Father, I thought I wandered from your will, defied it, broke its laws, and interposed a second will more powerful than yours. Yet what I am, in truth, is but your will, extended and extending. This am I, and this will never change. As you are one, so am I one with you. And this I chose in my creation, where my will became forever one with yours. That choice was made for all eternity. It cannot change and be in opposition to itself. Father, my will is yours, and I am safe, untroubled, and serene in endless joy, because it is your will that it be so. Today we will accept our union with each other and our source. Today we will accept our union with each other and our source. We have no will apart from His, and all of us are one because His will is shared by all of us. Through it we recognize that we are one. Through it we find our way at last to God, recognizing that we're the dreamer and that we can find our way to God by laying down judgment and following His holy will, which is our will. Happily so, huh? I have already chosen what you will. 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 Thank you so much for joining. Be sure to do your 2 extended practices, morning and evening, and your hourly thanksgiving and remembrance and checking in with God. I have already chosen what you will.